What is today? Today's Tuesday. It's the 30th. It's the last day of September. Somebody go wake up the guy from Green Day because September is ending. Well, I mean, that's the gag, isn't it? Isn't it? Jay, that's cool, man. I'm glad you're up here and touching base with everybody. It's cool, man. Thanks for the likes. TikTok told me that I have to have one more follower today. I need to get one more follower. So who's going to be lucky number 4044? Brett, you just did it, man. You just let me hit my TikTok goal for the day. All right. Thanks for that. Where's Soto? I don't know, man. That Soto guy, he's a wild card. He needs to be dealt with, I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. I hit the gym today. Feeling pretty good. Feeling ripped, brother. I just got 20 gems. The static, you still hear the static, Soto? I was folding papers. Do you hear static now? The camera looks weird. Is that better? That looks better to me. Do you still hear the static? Brett Baker. Yeah, Brett Baker not only became the 4,000 44th follower, you still hear static. Oh, that would be because my microphone isn't plugged in. Amazing. How could I not have my mic plugged in? All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold the phone. Jay messed up. And that's okay. Jay sometimes makes mistakes. I ain't perfect. Wait a minute. All right. How about that? Is that any better? Is the static still there? Tune in, everybody. Yeah. Well, first of all, AAA. That's your real name. It's worse? Wait a minute. Okay, so you guys are just fucking with me. I see how it is. Troglodytes. I don't even know what a troglodyte is. My wife is dressing up as Pennywise the clown for a Halloween photo shoot. On TikTok, it's bad. Well, I mean, you guys tell me right now. I will jump off if someone tells me to jump off. We could do that. We could come back. Is it? Soto, if you're still in the chat, okay, you don't hear it. Jay, I'm not sure what's going on your end, brother. The mic is working. The sound is low. I wish there was a way to troubleshoot this stuff. I don't know. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Light static. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Volume seems different than it did. Huh. Microphone is good. Is this too loud? Come back here. How about this? Can you guys hear me? It's so stupid that the settings don't stay from time to time, but it is what it is. What's going on, everybody? Right, but it's better than it was. Okay, well, I'm going to say we're just going to have to live with this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that it sucks. I don't know what to do about it. Jay, I'm not on Twitch right now. I got YouTube on right now, but I'm not on Twitch. Son of a Twitch. Anyways, it's Tuesday. Your boy Jay's here. We're talking some everything. We're talking when you move in closer, it's normal. Okay, well. Is this working for everybody? I'm not used to having. Never mind. We're on TikTok. I can't say things like that. What are you doing, Jay? Trying to get banned? Trying to get banned on TikTok? Oh my God! It's 9:30, not in the morning. That's today's date. It was just 6 years ago. Your boy Jay flew all the way to Atlanta to check out Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. No, I'm sorry, not Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. To check out NWA Power. I should probably do a better job of preparing for my shows, my podcasts, my live streams. We're live. On YouTube, I have a different camera angle. If you guys are interested, it's youtube.com/TheAllianceBlog. I don't play Fortnite. I have played Fortnite. I'm not good at games. I'm not good at games that came out after like 1999. I just don't know how to do it. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Haven't seen you around in a while. The greatest wrestling game of all time was WWE No Mercy, and I could still play that game. I could still whip all of your asses at WWE No Mercy. And double points if we play Virtual Pro Wrestler 2, because I will use like a Dan Severn type wrestler and ground and pound you. Chris, I love you, Chris. Your friend Soto annoys me? Well, shit. I got some bad news for you, Kingdom. I got some bad news. Chris is on YouTube right now. Chris and I used to play No Mercy, and we used to play WCW versus NWO or World 2 or whatever it was. We used to play that after we'd watch Raw and SmackDown not SmackDown, Raw and Nitro every Monday night for years. We were like in our early 20s. This was like towards the end of that era of SmackDown and Nitro going head to head. And good Lord, I was so good at that game. My friends would get me very mad. I'm here to take you all home. All right, cool. So you ever played Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros, Tetris? I mean, that's the stuff I grew up on. WWE 2K25. See, now that's too advanced for me, Jay. I wouldn't know how to play that. WCW on PS1. I mean, if we're talking WCW versus the world, I'm in. I'm there. I could do that. What's up, Chris? Chris Faze Feliciano. Chris Faze Feliciano. Jackson, I don't know what the heck you're trying to say, bro. You're gonna take me home. I'm home already. I'm in the home studio. I'm here. But my wife is doing a photo shoot this afternoon, and she's going to be dressed up as Pennywise the Clown, but an attractive Pennywise the Clown. And I'm excited to see that. And I'm sure if you follow her on TikTok or on Instagram, you'll see those photos at some point. I need 4 more followers today on TikTok. Who wants to be my lucky number 4 followers? What do you get if you follow JCal on TikTok? Absolutely nothing but entertainment. And sometimes I'll act like Kevin Owens to get the yucks. Soto 619 is about to jump on. We're going to talk about the most recent the most recent live event for Lucha Libre AAA in Tijuana. It was a fantastic night. I bet, bro, don't go after her candy, though. Your Pennywise was crazy. My Pennywise is crazy, too. She's absolutely nuts. But I'm crazy for her, so it works. What's up, Wrestle Rant? Wrestle Rant is my guy. I like Wrestle Rant. To me, he's one of the best. Thank you for the heart. He's one of the best creators on here because he likes to keep it positive. And even if he doesn't like something, he doesn't poo-poo what you like. And I think that's super important because, especially on the internet wrestling communities, people seem to be very combative. It's like, oh, if you don't like this, then you're a bad person. Or if you like this, you're a bad person. It's like, that's stupid, man. Just enjoy what you enjoy. Like, wrestling is subjective. Everything is subjective about pro wrestling. There's not 1 ounce of wrestling that isn't subjective. So when someone tells you, oh, I don't watch AEW because it sucks, it's like, okay, cool. Like, you want an argument? You want to fight about it? I'm good. I'm good. Let's just talk wrestling, bro. Because I watch enough wrestling, I could talk wrestling with anybody. We could talk about AAA. We could talk. I'll be honest. I was looking at an upcoming New Japan card, and I was like, oh, dude, I don't really recognize any of these guys except for Zack Sabre Jr. I can tell you how great Zack Sabre Jr. is, but like, I fell off the New Japan bandwagon. I don't really know who's there anymore. But that's not because I dislike it or because I think it's a bad product. It's just I don't have the time to follow it. But if someone was telling me about it, I'd be like, yeah, man, tell me more. Tell me about Pro Wrestling Noah. Tell me about what's going on in Pro Wrestling Noah. What's going on in All Japan Pro Wrestling. That's crazy to me, WrestleRant, that the same people who liked ECW and TNA dislike AEW. Like, that's crazy to me because it's just a modern take on what ECW was. It's the alternative. You know, like, my favorite style of wrestling is legitimately Lucha Libre. I think I love Lucha Libre more than anything else. But I also love the National Wrestling Alliance, which that is a direct conflict with one another. These are 2 separate wrestling ideologies, promotions, the way they run events. They're so different. So it's like, hey man, just enjoy what you want to enjoy. I'm good with that. I still need to write Brett's name down for calling me Kevin Owens. I don't even think Brett's still in here. Brett pieced out. He said, oh, hey, look, it's Kevin Owens. Out. Brett W. Baker, you made the list, pal. That pen. Why do all my pens suck today? That's the second one that sucks. How about you? You gonna suck too? Oh, nope, you work perfectly. Brett W. Baker. I don't know if Brett is a DMT, but we'll go. Yeah, Lucha Libre, I think, is the most fun I have in wrestling. What's up, Willie Bowen? How are you? Wicked, what's going on? Yeah, there goes the neighborhood. Yeah, Soto. Well, Soto's not going to be on YouTube. That's just me. And you guys won't even get to hear Soto. But I just wanted to try to do something different for a change. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Brandon just made it. Brandon just made the list. Not a new list, Brandon. It's the same list. Your name's on the list because you called me Kevin Owens. And clearly I am not Kevin Owens. Would Kevin Owens, first and foremost, would Kevin Owens have a t-shirt with the Pope and Nick Aldis on it? I think not. I mean, maybe he would, actually. Damn it. That might not be a good point. Would Kevin Owens have the NWA British Commonwealth Championship? Shit, he might have that too. I guarantee you that Kevin Owens would not have the 10 pounds of gold sitting on his desk. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. Kevin wouldn't take the time to be on live with us, I bet. I don't know, man. Kevin seems like a cool dude. WrestleRant says, I follow someone here on TikTok that used to go to the old ROH shows but hates AEW. That's wild to me. That is so bizarre. The action figure in the back. Brandon, are you talking about this one, which is a Kevin Owens, or this one right here? That's an Omega Supreme. It's like a knockoff, but it's an Omega Supreme. That's right, Wicked. It's win-win. Yeah. Brandon says I look like his twin. That's, I get it. Some people think I look like Kevin Owens. I get it. Some people think I look like Kevin Owens. But I rest assured, my name is J Cal. I talk wrestling every Tuesday right here on TikTok and around the world. And I go around the world to watch pro wrestling. Like, I've been to Tijuana already 3 times this year, and this weekend will be number 4. Okay? And I was in London earlier in the year to watch Rev Pro. I was in Philly earlier this year to watch the NWA. Are there slight differences? Slight differences between me and KO. How about that? I've never wrestled before. I mean, I wrestled in high school, but that's not nearly the same. Cutting a promo just like Steve. Hey, hey, hey. I haven't said one word about what I have downstairs, and Kevin Cena was more friendly. Thank you, Diamond Stanley. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take it. Restaurant, by the way, thanks for the 4 goats, brother. I didn't realize that. Hey, I have a special treat for you guys. And I don't like poutine. That's it. That's all. What's up, brother? Someone in the chat just said Alberto Del Rio when you came up. Well, there's pictures taken, just not official ones. I mean, you didn't pay to shake his hand. You just did it for free. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think there's like that's seriously a very psychological thing. Like, hey, a handshake is free, taking a photo is free, but now because they made themselves available to us, to you, to me, to have that interaction with, like, you want to support them. Like, look, I have this right here. I wasn't charged for this. This was a gift, but I also spent like $40 on T-shirts because, well, I like this guy. I want him to have my money. And I think it's like if you're a pro wrestler, like that's the biggest lesson to learn is like, you give the fans something. It doesn't even have to be tangible, even an intangible experience. Taking that photo with them, shaking their hand, talking to them, and they're going to be inclined to support you in whatever you're doing. T-shirts, websites, podcasts, whatever it is. Yeah, I want to support that. Like, you know what I listen to when I'm in the gym sometimes? It's like, what do those kids' report cards look like this week? Yeah. Oh, it was El. Yeah, that was I believe Terror Azteca. I believe that was Terror Azteca because it was the first match of the night, right? It was Rey Fioria. I thought so. Kevin, bro, why'd you play that? Brian, I didn't play that. Chiefs. All right, brother, be good. Have a good one, Chiefs. It was. Oh, that was Humilde. Yeah, so he was the partner of Alas de Oro versus Archangel Divino and Ultimo Maldido. Yeah, that was kind of crazy considering the fact that AAA is it's now a WWE produced event. Like that is a WWE event, and somebody came out to Benoit's music. You would think someone would be like, hey, maybe that's not a good idea, right? No, they're good with it. You know, the fact that you keep saying it was a crash produced event, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but did you notice there was almost zero crash promotion for during the event? I think I think they put on the big screen the next event, which features Andrade. But outside of that, there wasn't like, hey, check this out. Even DMT Azul, who is the Crash Heavyweight Champion, they didn't announce him as the Crash Heavyweight Champion. He came out with the belt on, but they didn't acknowledge it on the loudspeaker. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, oops. That's funny. Wiccan asked me, did you bring any like tequila or anything back? And I'm like, yeah, this was the first time Soto and I actually hung out in TJ for a little bit before the show. So we did like tacos, some really good tacos, spicy tacos, but they were good. And then after the show, or after the meal, we went to the meet and greet, which Soto was talking about just a minute ago, where we got to meet Mecha Wolf, we got to meet Octagon Jr., we got to meet Mr. Iguana. We could have met Pagano. We could have met DMT Azul. I mean, we've met him enough times. Alberto Del Rio was there. Ultimo Maldido was there. I never saw Psycho Clown was there. We didn't see Pagano. I never saw Pagano. We the Deluxe. Yeah. 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 You're welcome. Filmed it masterfully. Yeah, because we've been in TJ enough times where like people are not afraid of walking into you or being in your comfort zone, and it's like, oh man, holy crap. And so the whole time I'm recording, I'm literally like I'm holding the phone like this, and people are bumping into me. And I'm like, okay, let's go higher, let's tilt down. Hey, what's up, Miss Via? Yeah, no, I thought it was cool, man. Wait, real quick, Wiccan said something, and I think this is kind of interesting. He says, "I don't know about you and Soto, but to me, the Rudos were always nicer to me. Your thoughts? Like, what do you think? Were the heels, los Rudos, were they nicer or meaner? What do you think? Yeah, yeah, nice. It's funny because when you look at Mecha Wolf, and I'll pull this out again. When you look at this guy, I mean, he looks like a Satanist. He looks like a somebody who's gonna conjure up the devil or something. Just the nicest dude in the whole world. Like always been nothing but kind to me. Yeah, he's really nice. He might. That's right. He makes music. Thanks for the follow, Roman Reigns. Appreciate that. Just need a few more follows, man. Just a few more. Roman Reigns. Finally, he came back. Yeah, I did see Reigns. I was watching it with you a little bit. Didn't get to watch the whole time. Wasn't consistently following, but I jump on my phone and catch as much as I can, and then get pulled off and do something else. Miss Mia says that Roman got more returns than Ric Flair. That's funny. Yeah, he's making movies. Patrick Moore asked me over on YouTube. He says, besides Jim Crockett Promotions, what other NWA members were running in the 80s? I was thinking there was a few, but I don't remember. Yeah, Patrick, the number one I could think of is in Portland, Don Owens, the NWA Portland. That's where a lot of times Rowdy Piper, why can't I say Piper? That's my daughter's name. Roddy Piper was running with Don Owens. That's also where Scott Levy, aka Raven, got his start. Portland was a very hot territory. Matt Bourne spent a lot of time there, but we'll get back to all that in about an hour. So let's talk about last night's Raw. Let's talk about AAA. And Brent, yeah, man. Do you like that? Did you like that? How they, because up until this point, there was just Grande Americano, and then these guys who we didn't know who they were. Now we have Bravo and Ryu. I'm thinking, okay, why, as an American wrestler, Ryu sounds very foreign. And then Bravo, like Bravo's fine. I was fine with that, but I don't know. I kind of like them not having names. I kind of like them just being extra hoods that were hanging out with Grande Americano, and now they're a trio. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe because the original El Grande Americano, you know, there's a distinct difference between this American Grande Americano and the original Grande Americano. But no one's really told me who's who or who's what. So you think there's 5? Was Del Wilkes one of the masked wrestlers last night, the Patriot? Pete Dunne? Those guys aren't even American. I heard this just handed to me Del Wilkes is dead. So it was definitely not the Patriot Del Wilkes. There you go. No, he's been dead for some time. Is El Grande Americano still the speed champion? Is that still a title? That's a little too fast for you. Well, it was on X, and then they canceled their. Well, not canceled it. I guess they just didn't renew the X deal. So it's like, I think it comes up on. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it comes up on NXT, which is. They should get rid of that title. All right, enough said. Well, I think he wants that IC title. Of course, the quickest way to get into the main event title picture is to win a belt, get some wins underneath your belt, and then, famously we saw the Ultimate Warrior win the Intercontinental title and beat Hulk Hogan to win the world title. It's always been a stepping stone to that main event spot. If you can win the IC championship, you could potentially be in line for a title shot at the world's heavyweight title. AJ Styles isn't just sitting around counting down the days till his contract runs out. I mean, I still think he wants to be a main event player, and what better way to do that than beat Dominic Mysterio, take that IC title to that next level, to challenge Seth. Yeah, man, that to me is still so wild and great and crazy, because Dominic Mysterio is 26 years old. He did spend like a few weeks in NXT developmental, but literally just kind of debuted on the main roster, teaming with his dad. And we all kind of thought at the time, like, oh, there's nepotism right in action for you. This kid doesn't deserve it. And sure enough, man, that he put in the work. He worked hard, and he's like, he won the NXT North American Championship while not really being on the brand that much. And then now, Intercontinental Champion. He's the AAA Mega Campeon. I mean, sky's the limit for Dominic, that's for sure. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, I did not see that promo. How was it? Was it good? Real quick, Ben says, "Are we talking about the best luchador in the business?" The king of the luchadors. I mean, did you meet the original Rey Mysterio? He's and mhm. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's wild because Ray used to do a lot of Southern California lucha libre shows. While Ray was still in WCW and later WWE. Uh, the original Rey Mysterio, Ray's uncle, was still working a lot of the SoCal indie scenes, and still working regularly in Tijuana for. Back then, it wasn't the Crash. I think it was IWRG. But there's been a lot of promotions that have ran out of the Tijuana Auditorium, and Ray didn't just train his nephew. Obviously, he's trained tons of wrestlers, and there's guys like Deluxe. The current El Hijo de Rey Mysterio, Rey Horas, all these guys at one point competed as El Hijo de Rey Mysterio. That's three of them, and that's not even direct lineage to the Rey Mysterio we know in the WWE. So it's wild how that works out sometimes. Yeah. What do you think of that guy? Yeah. 11th, brother. There's the 11th row. No, it wasn't. It wasn't bad. I wish we. The only time I wish we were in a higher profile seat was during the tag team match with Mecha Wolf and Deluxe versus Pagano and Psycho Clown, because that match was chaotic, and it went through all of the stands. But I'm sure you want to talk a little bit more about that in detail, so I'll let you. We'll get to that and we'll explain it. There, wait, there. I was the only one sitting next to you, but next to me was about six dudes, and they're all leaning on me. It was you were comfortable. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, you wore more beer than I did this time, and like I was like, oh man, because like I guess I don't know if you saw it, but I'm watching the video replay because I record a lot of the videos to post on social media. There's a part, the guy that threw the beer on Deluxe was up, so he was behind that white board over there. He threw the beer and it hit Deluxe, it hit me, and Deluxe was pissed. Like you can see, he's staring out there right now. He's like, "Which one of you, dudes did that?" He was pissed, and then he took a beer and threw it to the people behind him, thinking it was them, and that beer got on me. And then, of course, this part right here. I was just trying to get. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Deluxe ended up using me as a balancing board. But yeah, that was a wild, and that's the kind of thing that you don't see in Southern California. You don't see at wrestling shows. I mean, that's something you have to go to TJ to see. Like it's a near riot breaks out, and the fans are crazy. They're throwing beers at the wrestlers. We saw one guy get ejected for tossing a full beer onto Mecha Wolf. Uh, you know, People are literally getting ejected from the arena, and we're getting doused in beer. Like that doesn't happen at a WWE show, but it does when you're in TJ. But it's a good thing you didn't get pulled over crossing the border because they would have been like, "We." Oh, that's right, you did. That's right. That's a dope shirt too. Yeah. Well, so yeah, man. We covered it at alliance-wrestling.com. We put all the results that happened as the show was happening. Yeah, that one of the things I love to do is like because the Alliance is such a broad spectrum, we just report on any shows we go to. So one of the other Alliance guys was in Canada. He lives in Canada. A few weeks ago, he was reporting on Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Our pal Timmy Gold, he was talking about what was happening for Maple Leaf Pro while you and I were at the crash the last time. And then another Alliance guy was writing about what was happening in SoCal, and he's based in Germany. So it's like, I love the fact that we're we're a mom and pop website that's globally reporting. Hey, Ray Mysterio Jr. just joined my chat. What's up, Ray? Dominic. That's wild. He's double champ. That's inc- incredibly awesome, incredibly crazy. Yeah, yeah. Well, that one, and very few people speak English when you're at the crash or at in Tijuana at the auditorium. But there was a guy that was behind us in line to meet Mr. Iguana, who was wearing the San Diego Cody Rhodes shirt. That was kind of cool. And the other part of all that too is, when we look at the results for the show, I mean, a lot of these people you've already seen in action. I've seen in action, but sometimes we've seen them with other promotions. Ray Furia is a guy that I've seen in the Crash. I've seen him for AAA. I've seen him for even the Luca Libre, which is like more of a CMLL co-promoted event. He teamed with Aztec Fly to take on Terror Azteca and Caval. That was a really fun, high-flying match. Ray Furia ended up with a win on that one. Next up, it was originally billed as a a gauntlet, not a gauntlet match, but like a four-way match, and it ended up becoming a tag team match with Fabi Apache teaming with Lady Shani against La Idera and Kira. And I've seen all those ladies a couple times in different places over the years. And first of all, Fabi Apache, so good in the ring. I liken her to like the Mexican version of Natty Neihart. She's a like third generation wrestler. Her father was El Gran Apache. And she's been a mainstay for AAA for, at least the last 15, 20 years. And then La Idera, she's had some pretty stellar matches. I saw her take on Natalia Markova and Aaron Stevens against La Hidera and Arez in Mexico City, and that was a really good, fun match. And having able to have seen her multiple times was cool. Kira I've seen wrestle in the U.S. with Master Republic, so these are like pretty well-known wrestlers. Lady Shani is kind of an ass kicker too. It was a pretty cool match. What did you think of that one? Well, it's funny because she's kind of getting some more notoriety because of the matches with Natty and part of the Worlds Collide stuff, and some of those matches are being highlighted by the WWE. But like she's been putting it down for like I said, like 20 years. It's pretty crazy stuff. And then we also had the big match with our buddies Archangel Divino y Ultimo Maldito as they took on Alas de Oro y Humilide Jr., which I actually recorded on my phone, and that's up on Veamos Lucha Libre on YouTube. And that was a really good match. The brothers, Los Luchas Solos, those guys are a lot of fun. They're currently the Pro Wrestling Revolution tag team champions. They do work in TJ and in California, pretty much all over. The pair right now, they've only worked a few times for AAA, but this was one of them, and it was a really fun match. One of the matches that I've seen those guys have a good feud with was Bamboo and El Rey, and the styles are so similar. The ability is so similar. It's such a good match. I've seen them team up against each other for both AAA and in for Master Public. And those guys, I mean, I love it. I can watch those guys wrestle, those four guys wrestle every day of the week and twice on Sundays. If you like high flying wrestling, if you like the guys that do the, flippy dippy stuff, then all four of those guys fit that bill. Hey, stay out of the ring this time. I won't be there to back you up. What did you think? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to say, what did you think about seeing Abismo Negro Jr., Torres, and Hysteria versus Octagon Jr., El Fiscal, a.k.a. the Black Power Ranger, and Rey Horas? No, that's not. These are two different guys, believe it or not. Why do people have heat with Beast Motros? Is it because he's dating Mercedes Monet? That's hilarious. That happens a lot more than I think people realize because psychosis, el nicho millionaire. I don't know if I'm saying that right. El nicho is the original psychosis, and but when he left AAA, they put another psychosis under the mask. Same thing with La Parca. Originally La Parca left, it became LA Park. They put a new guy under that mask, and that's pretty common in AAA. It's pretty common in Lucha Libre. Like there's been more than one Místico. There's been more than one Mascarada Dorado. There's been more than one El Dralístico. There's been it's pretty common. There's been more than one Dragon Lee. So it's pretty common. In fact, one of Dralístico used to be Dragon Lee. So I mean, it happens pretty often. And yeah, like what do you mean specifically though? Uh, I think actually yeah, that sounds pretty familiar. I don't know the entire story, but yeah, I think he Miss Mia said yes. Well, I think the original Abismo Negro was also same thing happened to him. Uh, well, um, before we get to the main event, let's talk about. Well, I guess we already talked about Psycho Clown and Pagano versus Mecha Wolf and Deluxe. Well, it wasn't a title match. The tag titles were not on the line. Psycho Clown and Pagano are the AAA Tag Team Champions. They beat Mecha Wolf and Deluxe in a match that literally spilled out in the entire arena. Uh, as we mentioned earlier, Soto was covered in beer. I was covered in beer. We both had a very interesting night, to say the least. And sadly, our guys didn't win, but Pagano is a lot of fun to watch. Psycho Clown's a lot of fun to watch. Deluxe has become one of my favorite ever since he stomped on my face. So, oh my God, Abraham, that's your acquaintance from Baja Stars. He made a mistake of getting a little bit too involved in that match, and he paid the consequences for it. I did okay, okay, okay. I didn't see the bottle. I'm like, that's okay. That's disturbing. Like, you know, I I got some beer in my butt too, man. It was all over my seat. I sat down and it was, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't do anything about that. I didn't have a change of pants. Sorry. As a team. Yeah. Yeah. You got to. Yeah, yeah. Um, it was very, you were very close. Like when you said it, I kind of like saw in his eye just a little like flicker, and I'm like, dude, did he just did Soto just spoil a surprise for tomorrow night? And he's like, well, if they come into our house, the wolf pack, the wolf's den, I'm sorry, then we'll take care of business. And I'm like, oh shit, Soto's onto something. I would not be surprised if we see a showdown between the Wyatt Six and El Mesias e Mecha Wolf. But the problem is that very night, El Mesias was on TNA TV. And I'm like, well, wait a minute now, because Macias, for those of you who don't know, used to wrestle in TNA back in the day. He was Judas Macias, and he was like the rival to Abyss. And both of them had history in Puerto Rico before joining TNA. So like, I don't know, will we see El Macias in a TNA ring more frequently than perhaps the WWE ring? And who knows, will we see Mecha Wolf join him in TNA? I mean, there definitely is something to the relationship with TNA, WWE, and of course AAA by proxy. And I don't hate the idea of seeing some of those AAA talents end up in TNA wrestling. I mean, this is a very good problem to have, of having a lot of talented athletes. Finding a place to showcase them and getting them over with the crowd would be very, very good. And Mecha Wolf, I think, is up to for the challenge. I mean, like he said, he's a former NXT talent. He competed in the I think the 205 Live Cruiserweight Classic, if I'm not mistaken. And so yeah, I mean, again, love that guy. Undertaker's favorite wrestler in Mexico. Let's go. Did it did it get did he see it? Did it show that he saw it? That's cool, man. Real quick, pause from the podcast. KR Koba, you just made my list. I'm J Cal, not Kevin Owens. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good. It looks good. That's not the right music. Please stop playing that. Please stop playing that. What he meant to play sounds more like this. That's the one Canadian we can celebrate, not the Canadian we ignore. Oh man, you get me in trouble, bro. You're gonna get me in trouble. They're gonna kick me off of TikTok. All right, back to regular programming. Okay, so by and large, the AAA event in Tijuana was a lot of fun. I think I could speak for you and me saying that we had a blast. Definitely are interested in going again the next time that AAA runs in TJ. However, this Friday, not AAA, but the Crash returns to the Auditorium de Tijuana. And I'm gonna ask you right now, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Are you streaming SmackDown, or are we gonna go meet Andrade? You got too much heat last time, huh? Oh no, I gotta go solo? Oh man. Everybody solo. Yeah, I'm going to be the next night. I'm not going to Baja Stars. I'm going to be going to MLW, Major League Wrestling. That's a promotion I've never been to before. and they've come out to LA a few times. They've been to the auditorium down in TJ with the Crash a couple times too. So I'm kind of disappointed I never saw them before. I'm going to take this opportunity to see them this time because made. Bro, 100%, man. You look, I know that Soto 619 is what's behind you, right? That's cool, man. That's your thing, but as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the Alliance too. So I'm gonna get you an Alliance hat, but I got to figure out how I'm gonna put Soto 619 on it. My hats don't do that. Well, you got a better printer than I do, I guess. My hats, my hats say the Alliance blog. Oh yeah, can't do it with headphones. No, nothing. I just yeah. Do they really? Have you noticed it? Because I was thinking about putting a QR code on the back of my T-shirts, and that way, like when people take pictures, it just pops up, and you do that, and you have them subscribe. Like it's the link that has them subscribe to your YouTube channel, so they just click on it, like, oh shit, one more subscriber. No, for real? No, no. The weirdest thing just happened. My walker just started falling. Oh no, Legos everywhere. For his website or his podcast. See, like, so I really like my logo, right? You guys could see it here. I mean, at least part of it. And I wanted to get the bird without the Alliance on, just tatted like right here. But then I'm like, dude, I would look like such a fucking mark with repping my logo like that. Yeah. Don't be surprised if I get one at some point. uh yeah, so what Jackson Storm says full package pile drivers for everyone who says Kevin Owens. And Brian says, yo, Kevin, what's good? So we still got that Kevin Owens love over here. I did not see that, and that's so cool. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't see that. No, there was I have a story similar to that. I was in line at the NWA Crockett Cup in 2022, and or maybe it was 23. Now I don't remember. And I was in line to buy a bottle of water for my daughter. She was with me, and this older gentleman gave me a side hug and it's like, "Hey, man, good to see you." I had no idea who it was. It turns out that was Camille's dad. Camille was the former NWA Women's Champion who's now signed to AEW. But because I always was saying such nice things about Camille and putting her over on the podcast, he felt like we were buddies. And I never met him before. It turns out he was following me. So yeah, that was my cool. And then I actually a couple of times like that's happened, but that was the most like, oh shit, okay, cool, yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. John Farmer, that's right, Dave Scooby. John Farmer he was a really good guy, but like I said, I didn't know who he was at first, and so when he put his arm around me, I was like, I know when Nashville, man, I didn't know Nashville was like that. All right, cool. that I So, okay, full disclosure, going back in time, you and I met on TikTok. That's how I met Soto. We didn't know each other independently from TikTok. Um, I one night I was on TikTok and he was watching Raw, and I was like, oh, cool, and I started following it. Up until that point, I really wasn't watching Raw because back then Raw was still on USA and SmackDown was on Fox, and I didn't have cable. I still don't have cable, so being able to watch Raw on TikTok was a treat. Now it's on Netflix. I have Netflix, but I still like to watch with Soto because I enjoy the camaraderie. I enjoy his, how he gets the fans involved who are watching on his stream. But I don't know if you reached out to me first or if I reached out to you, but we had the conversation and talking about content creation and what we're doing, and we're on similar pathways, and I'm like, well, hey man, let's hang out sometime. And we were supposed to meet up at that one SmackDown in San Diego. I was the last minute whether I was going to go or not, so we didn't meet up then. But then the following month we met up at the Crash, and now we've gone to TJ 3 times to watch wrestling together, and we did Baja Stars also back in, I think, July or August. And I like I like to think that yeah, you do have a profound influence on my WWE viewing habits, because I would always watch WrestleMania, I would always watch the Royal Rumble, but I wasn't watching regularly like I am now. And but I also still maintain that the NWA is my bread and butter. That's what I like to watch the most. I go to more United Wrestling Network Championship Wrestling from Hollywood TV tapings than anything else. But I also do occasional indies like GCW. I used to go to a lot of SoCal Pro shows down at Escondido. Uh, I'm going to be in Arizona next month for Navajo Warriors retirement match. He'll be taking on Samoa Joe, and I'm keeping my fingers, like, even if it's 5 minutes with him, I'll be happy with that. If I get 5 minutes just to say, what's up, and I got to come up with some questions that he's never heard before. So, but if I do, it'll, of course, you'll find it here on all our socials at the Alliance Blog. Yeah, yeah. And he gave you some, like, it wasn't like a canned response. It wasn't like he gave you some like AAA like double speak. It was like, no, he answered honestly, and I felt like you did. Not only were your questions good, but his responses were good. And I think that's, you could have the best questions in the world, but if somebody's answering them is giving you short answers or not quality answers, like, it tanks the interview. So that was cool, and it was very impromptu. Like, oh, I did too, but like, he was under no obligation to say, hey, yeah, let's talk. He's waiting there to sign autographs and sell merchandise. So, I kind of felt bad that we were hogging up his time, but at the same time, we bought some merchandise too. So it wasn't so, hey, thanks for the heart me. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bittersweet moment, right? Because John Cena has been the barometer of what we consider success in pro wrestling, and he was able to take a failed bodybuilding career to becoming one of the most greatest pro wrestlers of our lifetime. And whether you like John Cena or you never liked John Cena, you can't take away the fact that he was a guy that carried the WWE in its leanest times, man, in its very, very lean times. And, you know, for the majority of his career was a babyface. Did so much good with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Did so much to put wrestlers over in the WWE, like probably more than anybody else. And it's a little bittersweet. Like, does he deserve to go out on his own terms? 100%. Would we all like to see him wrestle for a few more years? Probably. And there's so many more stories that could have happened, that should have happened. Not because people think I look like him, but Kevin Owens and John Cena should have happened. I would have loved for that to have happened. I remember when Kevin Owens made his main roster debut in one of those open door challenges against John Cena, and I honestly felt that match kind of paved the way for what Kevin Owens was going to be on the main roster. And there's lots of stories like that with John Cena. And so it's very bittersweet. Happy for him. Happy for what he's been able to accomplish. He will go down as the greatest of all time. Yes, Roman Reigns had a 4-year reign as world champion. And yes, Roman Reigns is the barometer now of what the world champion should look like. But John Cena was the blueprint. You don't get to Roman Reigns without a John Cena. So, yeah, it's sad. I wish we had more time. I wish we could see more matches. I'm sure a lot of people wanted to see Adam Copeland and Cena one more time. That's not going to happen. But am I sure? No. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't think it's going to happen, because when was the last time you ever heard a promoter letting one of his talents who's under contract get out of that contract to wrestle one more match for the competition that would make a ton of money for that competition? Let's look. Let's look. Oh, well, yeah. He has indicated that this will be his last run as a full-time roster. Adam Copeland's AEW contract is set to expire in 2025. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's new information. That changes a little bit. Wow. That's absolutely bonkers. I didn't know that was the case. Yeah, I think that would be a huge, big win for TKO. A great way to send John Cena out. I mean, you and I have talked about, we want to see Dominic Mysterio. We want to see AJ. Yes, all these matches are great. But if the last match is a Saturday night's main event and Edge enters that building to take on Cena for one last time, I mean, you couldn't write a better ending. Yeah. That's the camera you want to look at. No. Yeah. Go onto that camera. She does. Oh my God. The YouTube fans are getting a lot better picture. Oh my God, I'm dead.
What do you guys think?
Soto says it looks cool.
You guys like it?
They can't really see you.
See my legs?
Okay.
Okay.
She just left. Well, I mean, she's still here. Yeah, no, it looks good. Wait. I got it. All right, I'm here. I'm here. It looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jason. One more, look.
That's hypnotic. Sorry. My wife is the best. Real quick, Michelle.
Yeah.
Somebody came in the chat and they said, "What in the cosplay fantasies is happening here?" What in the cosplay fantasies is happening here?
Oh, hi Keith. I'm doing a photo shoot tonight.
Yeah.
What?
Well, this afternoon. She leaves in like half an hour. Okay, be careful. I don't want your top to fall off.
I'm making sure. I wasn't sure.
She wasn't. Did you really?
What?
Okay.
What?
He's like, why did I get hit with a warning for nudity and sexual content?
Oh my god, no. I was very much wearing clothing.
She's yelling like, no.
Here. Before I go. Will you blow my balloon?
Keith says you look great.
Thank you, Keith.
This is the weirdest interview I've ever done. All right, take off.
Wait,
You're distracting me. And that's
now you have to tie another balloon.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That's a lot of balloons.
Just in case.
Do I have to blow them all up?
No, just one.
Soto said, "Oh wow, she brought you a rubber." Okay. It's NWA Day.
Hiya, Georgie.
Jesus.
What did he say? I can't hear him.
He's like, if you want NWA, he'll give you NWA, and apparently Pennywise too.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. I'm gonna leave the dog up.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think Edge showing up at the end of Survivor Series would be an amazing way to sell it, right? And what a coup for Tony. Excuse me. What a coup for TKO if they were able to like snag Copeland away and put him in this position, because number one, he was just on programming for WWE. Like his wife just got, I said WWE, for AEW. His wife Beth just got like pile driven into oblivion by FTR. He was teaming up with Christian, his longtime tag team partner. They finally made amends, and you felt like you had this momentum for AEW and Christian and Edge. And the next thing you know, if Adam Copeland Edge shows up in WWE programming, like, number one, that's bonkers. Number two, that's the best way to put an end to John Cena's career, better than anything you and I have come up with before or after, because Copeland played such a role in being his rival for such a long time, and we've been seeing the nuances in their matches where, you know, Copeland's doing the 5-knuckle shuffle and Cena's doing the spear and just paying homage to one another. If that happens, that would be fantastic. I think the collective wrestling community's mind would just blow. Boom. No. Yeah, but so is Roman Reigns. I think Roman. I think when and Brock Lesnar, and until those guys kind of fade away into obscurity, until Roman finally decides to hang it up, it it's not an end to Vince's legacy of the WWE, because again, Roman was that guy that was booed as a babyface and couldn't get over with that crowd. And as much as the fans booed him and as much as they hated him, Vince still said, "Get out there and cut that promo. Get out there. You're my guy. You're my guy." And I don't think, maybe even more than Cena, I don't think there's a better representation of a Vince guy than uh, I just had a brain fart. Than Roman Reigns. I couldn't think of his name. I was like, what's his name? I mean, like, look, Undertaker was Vince's guy. Hogan was Vince's guy. To a lesser extent, Austin was was Vince's guy, and John Cena was definitely a Vince guy. And it's kind of cool for me as a wrestling fan, because I can tell you that I saw John Cena wrestle back in 2001 as the prototype before he went to Ohio Valley, and I got to see him wrestle a couple of times at Ultimate Pro Wrestling in Santa Ana, California. And to see him start his career out here in Southern California, working those independents. The guy that brought him to the WWE was the same guy that discovered the Ultimate Warrior and the same guy that discovered Sting, Rick Bassman. And I know that Rick Bassman will probably not get a thank you during the Hall of Fame speech when it eventually occurs. And if John Cena isn't in that first class of 2026 at WrestleMania, like, what a missed opportunity. But yeah, I feel like this is, if Cena can get that match with Copeland as his final send off, that'll be a great way to go. I don't know who else could feel that role better than Adam Copeland. But again, I'm not going to hold my breath for it either, because that would just be the most insane thing, and I don't expect the most insane thing for TKO in the WWE. They should play it and then Stephanie McMahon come out. Yeah. You're waking up for that. Did you go to bed, or would you go to bed for that and then wake up at like 2:45 to be ready? Well, I think it would. So, do you want my answer, or do you want Keith's answer? Because he's got a pretty decent one. Let's go with Keith's answer first, because I don't want to steal his thunder. Cena versus Dom at Survivor Series. Cena wins the IC title. Cena finals match is against Sheamus. Sheamus finally wins the IC title. So we got 5 more appearances left. For me, I think John Cena, he's not going to wrestle 5 times. He's got 5 more appearances. So if we go with your theory of Adam Copeland taking match number 5, final match, I think having, yeah. So AJ is, who's he facing in Crown Jewel? Okay, okay. So AJ's at Crown Jewel, and we get 2 Raws. 2 Raws in Survivor Series. I think it'd be a shame if. I think it'd be a shame if we don't get at least one John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio match. I think that would be a very good moment for Dominic. I think it'd be a good moment for John. And we talk about passing the torch, talk about building legacies off of John Cena's name. I can't think of a single person who would deserve it more than Dominic Mysterio. Um, so let's say Dominic Mysterio, uh, someone like I think Gunther's still hurt. I don't think Gunther's ready to come back yet. But if Gunther was healthy, I would certainly say Gunther would make a lot of sense too. Um, yeah, yeah, Dirty Dom in San Diego. Yeah. King Sean Mega says Cena versus Fatu, Jacob Fatu. Yeah, yeah. Triple A says that he'd like to see Kurt Angle come out and get one more match. But I don't, Kurt Angle was retired by Baron Corbin, so I don't know that they're going to bring him back for that. Um, so, okay, I don't want to see him wrestle Lesnar again. Uh, what about Randy Orton? Keith just mentioned Randy Orton. They did their one. Yeah. What about Rusev? Yeah, I think I think Rusev would make a good choice. I also think somebody like Bronson Reed would be a good choice. Braun Breaker, that's true, but okay, that's a fair point. And with that thought process, that eliminates Braun Breaker too. What about Seth? Cena and Seth? I'll so yeah. Um, so yeah, if okay, so we go with Dominic and Ray at Survivor Series, Adam Copeland at Saturday Night's Main Event. These are high in the pie sky kind of answers. We've got AJ at Crown Jewel. Could you fit Seth in there? And that would be 4 matches. If you could fit Seth in there, maybe that's the way to go. Well, one thing is for certain with the WWE, anything is possible. And I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. Because it's about that time, brother. You putting on the Penta mask? Yeah, yeah. We're probably gonna. Don't be surprised if I do my Kevin Owens photo shoot too. It'll be on my other account though, the spicy one. It's 2 o'clock. Yeah, man. Yeah. We're going to do all that fun stuff. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me here. But we are going to be talking NWA on the YouTube channel. That music